So I'm going to be talking about this Painting Garden Birds with Sherry C. Nelson. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've flagged a whole bunch of pages here. This is the best book of the art books that I've picked out so far.
You flagged that many good pages.
Yeah.
It's not bad pages.
She
garden birds.
actually shows how to paint every
This is watercolors,
one of them very
or?
well. No, it's not, unfortunately. I was hoping for watercolor because...
Is it acrylics then, or?
Well, you could use the techniques, I suppose, for both oil and acrylics.
Okay.
But she's using acrylic.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and I did notice, I've made note for the library, somebody got some paint and stuff in here, so they need to mark that in the...
This is Pincher Creek, eh?
Yes, which...
Very nice.
Yes.
Pincher Creek's a lovely place.
It
lovely
is.
Scenery. Lovely setting.
And they have a lovely library, because look at that hummingbird.
Wow.
How she's getting
I'm
it.
telling you, like
Fantastic.
it's like there, it's real life, like it's set down on the page.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
But
See,
I won't be
hummingbirds.
doing the hummingbird, even though it's very nice, but I've marked so much that this will take me a while to do anyway. Oop, there we
It's
go.
got some turmeric on it. You might have to add to your little note.
Yeah, and I did the turmeric. No, I'll be fine about it. It didn't.
No, it didn't hit.
But it did almost knock that spoon down. But yeah, we'll see if I can use some of the techniques for watercolor too. I'm not feeling well today. I'm so overheated. I should take these jeans off. I shouldn't wear jeans anyway. It hurts me.
It's hurting hard on your back.
What am I doing?
Hard on my back too. It's been a long time since I've worn jeans.
Anyway, yours is lettuce with kale stems.
Okay, plus turmeric. Okay,
Yes.
to top it off.
And
It'll be
Mine
challenge.
is kale leaves and what do you call it? The
I've got a grimace. I always worry
a
about
couple
what I
bell
look like
peppers.
on camera, before I drink
well,
that stuff.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
because we know what's
You're not
coming
supposed to
up. We've
grimace on
had them
camera,
all
but-
now, and
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I suppose someone looks as, with as the perennial smiles of Regis Philbin and what was her name? Gifford, Mary Lou Gifford, or something like that. I do that too. I'm in such a hurry to pour the water in there, I spill it. It's terrible. No. Mary Lou Gifford. Is that her name? Perennial smiles. I think they'd be able to summon up a smile, if they were
Kathy
having
Lee.
to drink kale stuff
Her
and
name is
turmeric
Kathy
and
Lee?
ginger. Kathy Lee Gifford. There we go.
Boy, that's so
How
bad.
soon we forget.
Ugh. I'm eating my lettuce rather than drinking it. This is one whole head of butter crunch.
That lettuce is fairly tasty, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a living lettuce that was given to us, so it had the roots,
Yeah.
which I didn't.
You try to use those roots sometimes.
Yes,
don't
I
you?
didn't harvest the growing point of the lettuce, so that, or then I was able to plant the lettuce.
I don't think I'll be able to drink this full cup. This cup seems
You
to
do what you
over.
want. This one's just cucumber. The other one.
Yeah, this will be
Yeah.
cucumber. I kind of recognize the look on it. And I'm telling you, that cucumber is such a blessed relief drinking that after. Drinking some of these taste testers. This could have got me really good at that. Okay, getting it all swirled up. Okay.
It's impressive. You
Got the
actually
hook
did it
in.
all.
Mm.
That was a big glass.
Yeah, it's a big gulp. I'm telling you. Doesn't
shouldn't
taste as
disturb you right
seductive
now.
as the typical big gulp. But hopefully it's a whole lot better.
Yeah, it's healthy.
Oh.
I piled up my salad too high. I often do this when
It's
I make
falling off
salad
the
plates.
plate, eh?
Yeah, it's
Well, you'll feed the raccoons here.
I might.
We got raccoons. I never knew Sterling had, or Lethbridge had raccoons. I didn't get you. I got you. I'm sorry. I was so desperate to get rid of it. I should have gone over the other way, but it
What
looked
did
as though I
you spit on me?
It was some of the leavings of that sort of thing. Okay?
Oh, they were just really bad. Okay.
Some sort of a. I could have spat the other way, but it would have looked as though I was spitting on the camera. So I don't know. I definitely got it this way, but it would have been just.
Yeah, you got my back, and you probably got the blanket that I washed.
Yeah, well, I missed it. You know, the actual seed went over it.
Oh,
It was just a little seed.
it was pepper, black pepper.
Oh,
That's
I
what
was
that
wasting
was.
it. Okay, I'll know in the future.
No, it's just I didn't grind up the peppercorn that fine.
Oh, okay, there we go. I didn't know what it was. I thought it's something that fallen out of the tree. You see.
No, no.
Yeah.
No, I should have warned you.
Well,
I
you
could
can't
stick
think
the
of-
pepper back in the grinder, but I just don't care.
Yeah, so I thought it came from the garden, and I thought I'd get rid of it back into the garden.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, for dessert, you get a pear, and I get a nectarine. I'll share the nectarine with you.
Nectarine. Boy, am I having a clumsy day today. Yeah, well, I got so much more sleep than I think you got last night.
Yeah, I didn't sleep very well.
These dogs were kind of like bumheads. Who were you calling us Opie? Is that what made Buddy pee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huge jealousy, and you must have heard it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
There
What
we go. Just-
Elvis did is lately he's been hitting this little chick
I call
toy.
it Chicky. It's a
Yeah.
little toy with a battery inside of it.
It's his mom's favorite toy. She used to have another favorite toy, but they ripped that one up. It was a little sparrow, and it made bird noises too. So she really likes or hates the birds. I don't know.
She hates birds and cats. So she
So
loves
she
playing
loves
with a
those
lion and a chickie.
So anyway,
She recognizes a lion as a cat. It's pretty smart.
Yeah.
And she recognizes the chickie's a bird.
Oh,
which is,
she
again,
knows. Yeah. And so anyway, they ripped that sparrow right apart.
Yeah.
But it's not a real sparrow. It's a toy.
Yeah, totally. We wouldn't let them rip
No
up
way.
a sparrow.
I'm a bird person. I don't.
Mhm. We wouldn't let them rip up a cat.
No,
Never
we
do.
wouldn't.
You're not a cat person. I am.
Well,
But
I'm
good stuff.
an animal person.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a life person. I like life. Anyway, so there's this little chick. While I was making these balls yesterday, I have stuff all over my hands, right? And so I'm forming these balls and filling out the bacon tray. And I hear chirp, 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 chirp. Because the thing now, it's gotten old or whatever. Well,
The
it's
chicken,
really
yeah.
old. It almost doesn't have any fluffy left on it.
It's got
So-
no beak left on it. They've taken
It's-
the beak off.
It's incredible. So anyway, I hear chirp, 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 and it won't turn off. I need to go get it and tap it hard to make it turn off now. It used to turn off on its own. It'd only activate when it was getting moved. Well, no, now it just turns on. Now I have to. So anyway,
And when
so
you
my
tapped
hands
it,
are all. Well, my hands are all full of the stuff. So I'm filling out the bacon, and the whole time I'm hearing chirp, 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 and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting more and more stressed out about this because sound really bothers me. And so then finally I wash my hands, I get over there, and I tap the thing off, wet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he activated the thing by peeing on it.
yeah.
Like, who does that?
Well, he was
So-
mad because you're paying too much attention to the
To
food
the food.
and not giving him any.
You're right, and not giving him any food.
Teasing him.
Yeah, but he can't eat this anyway.
No, but he doesn't know that. Right? So you were
Yeah.
teasing from his point of view.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're right. That's
People
what he
have
would
all
have been
sorts
thinking.
of views. You've seen them when they're playing soccer. One side's crying and screaming, they're bashing the other team, and the referee calls them, and then the other side's bashing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, everyone's in the right, right?
Yeah. So anyway, then today, no, last night, middle of the night. Is this yours or mine?
It's
You
mine.
can have it. Sorry. I was just gonna eat it because I've been eating off the table.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I hear Opie and Elvis are fighting. Well, I know
Who
it.
picked
I
Elvis?
know who started it, and
Yeah.
I know who, it's Elvis. He's a little
Every time.
twerp, but so.
Yeah.
He's so I go out and I break it up and I say, Opie, you come in, because I have the baby gate up so they can't come in my room at night because,
They whiz wherever they're at.
well,
so-
it's not that, I don't sleep well with them in my room. So anyway, no, it's actually been better. They'll get mad if I let one in the room and not all, then they get mad and then there's Pete. Or if I let all in the room, then I only have just a little bed.
And
that-
they're always moving around. There's always one moving around.
It's very hard to sleep, and it's really hot anyway, and they throw off a lot of heat. And anyway, so I put up the baby gate. I locked them all out, and then it's okay. But I let Opie in, and then I heard chirp, 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 chirp. Oh my gosh! So I knew what happened.
Pete on Chicky
Yeah.
again.
Mhm.
I thought you'd heard him whizzing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes even I can hear him whizzing.
Mhm.
What a little weasel
Mhm.
Elvis is. Yeah, he would have been frosted.
Mhm.
He would have been mad at Opie already, yeah, and picked on him.
Mhm.
Hence the fight.
Well, I don't know what the fight was about.
Probably food.
Probably.
That's usually what it is.
Well, yeah, it's about food. What's happened is Opie had a bed. It was Opie's bed. And then all of a sudden, it became Elvis's bed. Elvis decided it was his bed, and that's his place. Well, it isn't really a bed. It's a food dish that he stores things in. So he stores his food there. So then Opie goes and takes food out there, and that's what happens. It's the same fight every time. I should just take that bed away.
But in this household, food's free.
There's
It's
plenty of
understood.
it.
Yeah.
I always have food out for them.
They all play musical food.
So it's not like they're hungry. They have fine amount of food.
It's funny to watch them go steal from someone else, and then a third person will come in and take the food that's been vacated by the thief.
It's all they do all day.
Musical chairs with food.
That's how they entertain themselves.
Yeah. And really, that's the way ancient kings used to be. Before bureaucracy enabled a state to handle several wars at one time. The Assyrian king would go off west to Egypt, and the Elamite king would come in from behind his back and start invading his territory from the other direction, from the east. And vice versa.
Oh, that's some bitter lettuce.
Okay. Even with the pomegranates, it doesn't work, eh? Pomegranates sweeten up.
Wow, that's
Salad's
some lettuce.
amazing.
Me, oh my. Sometimes lettuce this time of year, it's just bitter as can be.
Oh, it's been left too long.
Well, it's just in the heat. It seems to really.
That's right. The lettuce seems to be very watery, and then maybe that's the way it should be, watery.
Anyway, one thing I forgot to mention about these balls. I put loads of mint inside of them because right now I have lots of mint in the garden, but now my mint is blooming. So I have to harvest my mint early in the morning before the bees start getting at my mint, because otherwise I'd be bringing bees in with me, I suppose. And I did manage, I brought one bee in. He was on my sleeve, and she was on my sleeve.
I much prefer bees to wasps.
Oh, she was fine. She was really tired because it was still cool in the morning. And she wasn't going to do anything.
No.
But I brought her back outside. She was fine. But anyway, when you're harvesting the mint once it's blooming, it's a lot less pleasant. Not only because of the bees, but because the stems get hard. So you have to actually strip the leaves off of the stems before you put it in the food processor.
But before then, you can use the stems? Is that
Yes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes.
You get more.
So it's better to use your mint early and just let it, like, keep mowing it down and letting it flush back up.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
never letting it really flower.
Yeah.
Very good. It sounds as though you're being cruel to it, but you're kind to all your plants.
No,
Look at these, as evidence, these golden berries. This is amazing. It's semi-tropical or tropical kind of plant, I think. And it's just been going nuts. You know, this is the second summer you've had it. Kept them alive over the winter.
Yeah, I brought them inside.
That
But,
took a lot of effort. Of course, it's going to take a huge amount of effort getting them inside.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I have plenty of mint, though. So, I mean, I mine, a lot of it blooms, too. But if you're going to use it for flavoring kombucha...
I suppose I hit something.
The lilac is just dry.
Just a lilac?
Yeah.
So long as it wasn't the phone pole.
Yeah.
Someone has done that one.
Oh yeah, they had it knocked. They really slammed that sucker. It was pushed way over, and there was dirt gap like about this wide. So it
That's
they
impressive.
really slammed that pole. I don't know how far down they put those poles,
I hope it's
but
a long ways down.
really, yeah. And so I was concerned, but it didn't seem to go anywhere.
There we go.
And I just filled it back in with soil down there. But they replaced it now.
Yeah,
That was
they
a
did.
long time ago.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
No, they really, when they did that, they came so close to the house and it was such a loud noise, I thought for sure he'd went right into the house.
Wouldn't that be awful?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen one time where someone went into a garage. You know, Lord only knows what caused it all.
Mm-hmm.
It was, it looked like a tornado or something like that. Impressive. And then we saw.
Well, there's a lot of
Did you see
people
that
that
one
drink and
time on
drive in this
13?
town.
Where the
A
guy
lot of people drink and drive.
got
here.
a stroke or something like that, went into a shop on 13. Boom!
Well,
Just
it's
basically
different.
took out a half of the wall or something. A brick, it looked something. I think it was only brick facing. It must have been speeding. I think it was a truck. I think he had a stroke or.
Elvis has been really mad at me lately. I just bought these. I thought
And
it
he
was a
christened
blanket.
them.
I felt, I was so tired. I've been tired lately. Because of the heat, it's hard to sleep.
That's very, very tough.
I shouldn't be doing things like baking these balls. But then I
Kinda
just raise
heats
the
the
heat in the
place
house.
up. Yeah.
But anyway, so I went to MTC and bought these. And I thought this was a blanket. There's two of them like this. But it's not a blanket. And so I saw two price tags, but I thought it was just priced in two spots because it was on one hanger. But So it was double than I thought I was going to pay for it, but I didn't want to seem like I wasn't intending that or whatever. So when the woman said, "Oh, it's curtains," and it's the price, then I'm like, "Oh, curtains, that's nice," you know. And I was thinking, "Oh, do I want to spend that much, because then it's double what I planned?" But I don't know. I bought it anyway.
Anyway, got it home,
Mm-hmm.
put it up behind the sofa.
Behind the
on a
sofa,
table,
on the table, and he knocked it down.
which he shouldn't be on the table anyway. He's
Shouldn't
been
be on
told.
the table. He's been told.
There's lots of stuff on the table.
He
And
goes
always
up
makes a mess.
everywhere. Yes. Anyway, so he was up there. He knocked these down, peed on them right away.
Once they were down, then they were low
Yeah.
enough for him to lift a leg on. So he
He
got
has
double
been
revenge.
in
And I'm
so
not sure what he
much
was
trouble
mad
lately.
about.
I don't know. He's been
It
getting
might have
really
been,
mad at
hey,
me.
you know, you're keeping me off the table. I'm going to show you.
I don't know.
Hard to say what he's
It's
thinking.
hard to think it through. Did you learn anything else about medieval England? I saw you were still going through the book before I returned.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to. I think I'd actually gone through it, and I'd just forgotten about going through it.
You
Mm.
did. You went through it.
Yeah. What I should have been spending the time is trying to memorize the list of kings. I think it was pretty well complete from William the Conqueror on to Henry VII.
Why would you want to memorize the list of kings?
It's good.
Is it?
Well, I blew it yesterday. Like Henry the Fourth following Richard. So I just like
Did you?
I like knowing the American presidents in order. I don't know all of them,
I don't know.
but I know all of the ones I think in the 20th century in order.
No, that's impressive. I only, I think I could name them in order during my lifetime, maybe.
Well, that'd be impressive. Some people have no clue. You know.
If there's little ones that sub in, then I don't know. But would Nixon be in my lifetime?
Even before your life.
Just so I don't even have to count him.
No,
And then after him was Jimmy Carter. Yes.
but not immediately after. There was some flunky was filling it.
I don't know.
So when you
Phil,
were
and-
born, it was Gerald Ford.
Oh, I did know that.
Now, he should actually be more famous or infamous. He was on the Warren Commission. He's one of the stupid guys who signed on to that pack of lies. Yeah.
And then
Lyndon
Ronald
Johnson picked a
Reagan.
lot of dumb people to be on there.
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan after Jimmy Carter.
And then Bush Sr.
Yeah.
And then Clinton. And then Bush Jr.
Or as I call him, Bush baby. But I always thought he had eyes like a Bush baby.
And then Obama.
Yep. And then
Trump.
Donald Trump. Oh, Trump. Okay. Mistake there. Anyway, yeah. There you go. And it was just like you said. You know, you weren't being pretentious because you're saying there could be some fill-in that I might forget.
But you know what's
And you were
sad
like-
is I can't name the Canadian ones. I'm pretty sure. Let's see, there was
I'd have trouble too.
the prime ministers.
Mm.
We're so, here in Canada, we get so much American media that it's, we really know what's going on south of the border more than what's going on in our own country. It's
South of the border,
ridiculous.
down Mexico way, as the song goes.
Not that far.
Mhm.
And so let's see. When I was born, now, I don't know. I can't even think of
Well, who's
who
the first
was
prime
when-
minister you can think of?
Well, I think he was before I was born.
So who are you thinking of?
I'm not going to even guess at them because I know I will get them all wrong.
Just start.
No.
You can always cut it off. The camera's probably off.
No. I don't want to.
Well,
Okay,
who's
when
the
I was
most
born,
famous
was there a
one?
liberal?
Of course.
Really, when I was born, he was still in power.
Yeah.
Really? Are you
He
sure?
was in power until 84.
No.
Yes, way.
No.
He lost power about
No, that
77.
can't be.
He was in
Mulrooney
for
was
16 years.
after Mulrooney was 85.
84, 85, somewhere around
That
there. I think it
late?
was 84.
Okay, well, I'm going
The guy
to
you're
guess
thinking
Trudeau.
of. Exactly right. He was
Really?
in for 16 years. You know, 2 separate installments.
So I was right to just guess that.
Well, it's not guessing. That's what you think. Right.
But
Trudeau.
then we had a woman sub in after Mulrooney. We won't talk about what happened with Mulrooney.
Well, he's a sleaze bucket.
Yeah. But we won't talk about what happened with him.
Well, there's lots of things that happen, like the corruption and all that sort of stuff. No.
Yeah, but you can't talk about it.
Why?
Because he was not charged.
Yeah, he was actually given, I think, something like $1 million in damages, because
Yeah.
there would have been some friend of his in the, I suspect, in the Mountie hierarchy, somewhere in the
You
bureaucracy.
can't talk about it though.
Oh, you can, because
Why
you see,
can't you can't talk about
Okay.
it?
the guy who was, who they were investigating as having bribed him, was convicted in Germany for bribing him. Karl-Heinz Schreiber, I think it was at Airbus. He was convicted in Germany. So if he wants to sue us,
Well, you wouldn't get very much.
it wouldn't get very much, and he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want it to go to court. He didn't go to court with that other thing. It was just threat of suing the Canadian government.
Anyway, so that's what happens when we get conservatives in power here in Canada.
They're awful. I understand the Liberals aren't much better,
No.
and sadly the NDP is just wacko right now. So
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just-
they're not right. I mean,
well, they don't. They think they read the occasional novel or something like that, or lousy poetry, fake
the
poetry.
Green Party is trustworthy, but not when it comes to foreign policy.
Foreign policy, I'm afraid they're as wacko as the NDP. So, well, really, their foreign policy is their domestic policy. Let everyone in. Doesn't matter if they're gangsters or anything like that, right? So, it's classic. You know, they're saying, for example, Guatemala is people are escaping from gangs down there, and then they say don't check
Well,
anyone at the
anyway,
border.
after Mulrooney, it was
If the
Krishan,
gangsters come
right?
after them, they're not gonna get caught at the
Wasn't
border.
it Krishan after Mulrooney?
Well, okay, after
well, no,
Tim
after
Campbell.
yes, but she was sub in.
She was a sub-in. And actually, after Trudeau quit, there was a sub-in. He
Was
wasn't
there?
elected, John Turner.
I
He
don't
lost 2
remember
elections to Mulroney. Well, he's pretty forgettable and stuff like that. He's the one that patted a Liberal...
I remember that.
You remember that, on the bum.
Yes.
And all she did was patted him emphatically back. And
That was really smart.
That was Iona Campanola. Power to the people. Power to... Yeah, wow, that was amazing. How stupid can that be? That was about 84 or something like that. He did.
She was
Yeah.
pretty smart.
Wow, yeah.
What a great way to react. So anyway, after Krishan, well, did we have another conservative right after? Oh dear. So that was...
Used to be a professor at the University of
Yeah.
Calgary. I think he is now. Doesn't say much for the University of Calgary's standards.
And then
but-
he closed down Parliament.
Well, he basically hardly had Parliament meeting. And the whole thing is, if you're going to have a democracy, particularly Parliament, you'd better be meeting. I think it should be required that you meet as many days in the year as the average
Yeah.
worker works.
He
This
wasn't
is
a
200
good
days a
speaker,
year.
though, when he knew it.
Well, he's lousy. You know, like he was a loser. They all were, really. Conservatives are dumber and dumber and well, almost dumb. But yeah, we've got some stupid politicians all the way across. I mean,